I'm going to get to my new sunglasses and this hat. I've had this hat a long time. I'm going to save that for the end of the video, or near the end. Now I do have a list compiled. It's the one on these. Now this, if you look, those are part numbers. Those are gasket, seal, various, and a filter for L60E. Now that's when I went down to get the parts. Went to Transtar. Their numbers have no catalog. When I got down there, the guy said I can't make any sense out of those numbers, so I had to give him the application, which is no big deal. I gave Transtar, it was about $29-30 for those gaskets. Well, the the filter, pan gasket, the front seal, the gasket that goes between the front housing and the case. That was about $29. I got that gasket set from Amazon for about $40. Of course, that took me about 4 or 5 days to get that gasket set. Those seals I wanted to get my transmission together quick as I could. When I got the gaskets in, I still procrastinated because I was lazy, and it still took me about a week to put it together. But anyway, after I finally figured out what the hell I was doing, I finally got it's working, but it's I still got a leak in there. So this time I just peek in there under the pickup, and it's on the front side this time. God, I hope it's not the front seal, because I put a new front seal in there. I'm going to guess it's a pan gasket or maybe oil coolant or something. I need to crawl in tomorrow morning early and then see what's leaking. Because I could just keep dumping oil in there, I suppose, but that gets expensive. Now, I was going to go down to that, it's a shorter hill, just on the very north end of Estrella Park, not in the park, but kind of off the road. I got a video from down there from about 2 months ago, when I went through there. And I think I can park off the road far enough to scramble up that hill and just see if it looks like I could get some good, maybe sunrise or sunset shots. I might take it, besides my pop, I might take a little bit of, might take my tripod and camera up there and just see what type of shots I can get up there. It might work, I might not. But if it did, I might take a cot up there, a foam mattress, because it's not that hard to hike. I can scramble up here in probably about 10 minutes. Anyway, I need to see if I think I can get. But yesterday I was going to take care of something, and my fan belt shredded. I had another belt, but it's one I got in the wrecking yard, so I don't know what type of shape it's in. It's on there now. I've got some other belts, but I don't know if they fit that thing or not, so I need to see that. But I don't want to. That's not a long ways, but it's 6 or 8 miles from any O'Reilly's or AutoZone, so I don't want to be. If I'm going to have it shred that belt, I want to be within walking distance of a parts place. I don't want to be I don't want to be 20 miles from a parts place and have to call some friends for help. So I may head up a wrecking yard next week sometime and, pick up another belt, because they're like $5 there, and they're about $50 off a Checker and, O'Reilly's and AutoZone. But I've got some other ones, but I don't know if they fit or not. I'm going to check that later. Probably do that again tomorrow morning. That's on that. Let's see, Sleeper Dude I'm going to get to in a minute. Let me get to these two ladies. They're the two ladies that, I talked about this morning when I was at Sam's Club. I thought they were stealth camping. I walked down there, and I'm just curious on what they're doing. I walked down there and said hi to them and said, well, I'm using Sam's Club Wi-Fi to download YouTube videos, and I asked him. I said, "Are you YouTubers? Are you into stealth camping?" Well, I had to explain to them what stealth camping was, and they said, "Nope, we work for Frito-Lay. We got to go in and then clean the equipment. I guess the racks where they put the potato chips and corn chips and that, on the shelves and stuff. I guess that's what they did. But Sam's Club didn't open for about an hour or so, and I'm not quite. It may have been true. It may have been a BS story. I don't know. But they took off right after I, walked back and finished my downloads. But they were two nice ladies. I told them, I said, hey, I thought, Frito-Lay, their guys were all in like 10-ton box trucks to dump off the corn chips. Let's see, Sleeper Dude. Yeah, it's the next on the list here. I've covered what tractor feed paper is. I'll cover that in another video. Anyway, Sleeper Dude. I watched Sleeper Dude's video about halfway through. That's his family trip. I enjoy those. Those are pretty interesting. I'm gonna get to his oldest daughter here in a second here. Now, Sleeper Dude, he's got a 80 something station wagon, Ford something. I don't remember quite what it is. But if you search Sleeper Dude, that video will come up. It's about a 2 hour video. So I'm about midway through, where he just climbed Pikes Peak up in Colorado. But his trip is for the western states. He's covered Arizona here a couple of times in his latest video. He's gone through the Four Corners area, but right now he's up in Colorado, just doing Pikes Peak. Now I've been up in Colorado a little bit. I don't know it very well, but anyway, yeah. Now I've covered my grandma once or twice there. My father's mother. She was born in the late 1800s. She had taught in a one-room schoolhouse early in her life, and she contracted tuberculosis when she was a girl. Back until about the 1930s and 1940s, they didn't know about penicillin, so a lot of people died from tuberculosis. Very, very very, very bad killer of people up until they perfected penicillin. Anyway, the doctor told my grandma, go climb Pikes Peak. And I don't know exactly what that means. If it actually means physically climbing the mountain, because back in there, this would have been in about 1900, 1910, something like that. I don't know if the doctor actually meant to go, actually physically climb the mountain, or just actually get into the better, air and sunshine, because that was a, well-known cure for tuberculosis, was to get in the dry mountain air, where it's cooler, better air, that type of thing. A lot of the hospitals, the special sanatorium, those were places, they believed in sunshine and fresh air and that type of thing. But anyway, to this day, I don't know exactly what the doctor meant, if he meant to actually physically climb Pikes Peak. I think that's what she actually did. I think she actually climbed Pikes Peak. The lady lived to be 99 years old. She was 3 years of being 100 years old when she finally died. So yeah, she beat tuberculosis. She beat the odds. I wouldn't be here if she hadn't. Because my father was born up in Colorado after she had gone west. So I wouldn't be here, and my daughter wouldn't be here with her kids. So it's kind of weird when you start thinking about stuff like that. If this didn't happen, if she died back in Kansas where she had taught school, a whole bunch of history wouldn't be here. Let's see. Let me cover my hat. This is a hat I've had for a long time. These sunglasses, I just got these over at the Dollar Tree. Now I'm looking for my other hat. My one with the Diamondbacks hat. I haven't had it yesterday, and I don't know if I've lost it somewhere. Well, I can't find it. It's not worth anything, so I don't think anybody would steal it. The sunglasses I get Dollar Tree for $1.50, so it's not like they're worth anything. So I don't think it. Then it would have been a cab my pickup, and there's a handful of in-wrenches there, or my voltmeter is worth a lot more than that hat is, or my glasses. So I don't know. I left it somewhere. Let's see if cover. Oh, let me get to. I always have a bowl of chili for Sunday. Now I'm gonna go put some fish sticks on a plate and microwave them. I'm gonna pretend those fish sticks are tuna fish. I'm gonna pretend the ladies offer me some tuna fish. If you chicks out there don't get it, I'm not gonna spell out the details there on YouTube. But if you want to sit down with me face to face, I'll explain it to you. Assuming you're over the age of consent. Let's see, I've covered everything here. Ciao.